Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Admin, and welcome to another update for the Moar Pearls Datapack. This is version 1.4, and as per usual, we have added 5 new pearls to the pack. As mentioned in previous videos, if we press L to bring up the advancements page, we can see all of the in-game recipes. These need to be crafted in our Ender Crafter, which needs to be made in a custom crafter. Here is the recipe right here. However, this recipe could change in the future, so do check out our other videos in the pack, specifically later ones, to make sure that you have the right recipe. I will leave an iCard in the top right to a playlist with all of the other Moar Pearls videos. Now, I won't be going over any of the recipes in this video because you can find them all in the advancements page here. For example, the Cursed Pearl, that I'll be going over in just a second, has this recipe. That said, what are the 5 pearls we're going to be looking at today? They are the Cursed Pearl, the Dragon's Breath Pearl, the Enchanted Golden Pearl, the Fireball Pearl, and the Honey Pearl. And just to mention this really quick, this pack has been out for my patron supporters for over 2 weeks. If you are interested in supporting me financially and also getting some cool rewards such as sneak peeks and early releases to my data packs, as well as a couple exclusive pack updates, do feel free to support me on Patreon. There's an iCard in the top right. Your support would be greatly appreciated, and I thank you for taking the time to consider it. Now, on with the video. The Cursed Pearl does different things depending on where it lands. If it lands on a block that is not soul sand or soul soil, you will get slowness 3 for 10 seconds. Slowness 3 is quite the decrease in speed. Sprint jumping are still fairly similar in speed, but if you're just sprinting, you are quite slow. Okay, admin, why would I want a pearl that, if it lands anywhere besides soul sand, slows me down? Well, it isn't without its upsides. If it lands on soul sand, you will get speed 3 for 30 seconds. This is a massive speed boost and will help you get on your way. And 30 seconds is longer than 10 seconds last time I checked, so the upsides do outweigh the downsides. Though, come to think of it, it would have to land on soul sand, which is one specific block, while if it lands anywhere else, you get the debuff. So maybe this isn't that useful after all, but it is the Cursed Pearl after all, right? So, I mean, you wouldn't expect it to be that good, would you? Pearl number 2 is the Dragon's Breath Pearl. This will leave a Dragon's Breath explosion wherever you threw it from. So I was standing there and now there is Dragon's Breath. This is somewhat of an offensive pearl due to that. So you can use it to run away, but you'll see that it also leaves death behind you where you were. We can try this out on my favorite dummy in the game, the cow. If I were to stand next to one and then throw the pearl, you will see it will leave an aura of death around. Now, cows are smart enough not to run into it, but if I punch one in, you'll see it will take some extra damage. This would be particularly good against players that are going after you, because they'll probably be like right on your heels, then teleport away, and now they are stuck in the Dragon's Breath of Death. At least, that's what I'd like to think. So, I think this one could be pretty powerful as a, I guess, PvE or PvP pearl. That said, it's possibly better as an escape option. Speaking of escape options though, the Enchanted Golden Pearl is pretty much the best escape option in the game. This one is very similar to the Golden Pearl from the last video, which essentially just was a golden apple mixed with an ender pearl. Well, this one is an enchanted golden apple mixed with an ender pearl. So, when it teleports you, you will get all of the potion effects of an enchanted golden apple, which, if we're in survival mode, you'll see we get our 8 new hearts, we get a whole bunch of regeneration, and we also get resistance and fire resistance for 5 minutes. So, if we were stuck in a bind, or really needed to get away quickly, this would be pretty much the perfect pearl to use. Now, of course, its recipe does have an enchanted golden apple in it, so it's not exactly cheap, and you might be better off just keeping an enchanted golden apple, but this one could be used instantly at least. But, I mean, I think it's cool, so it's good enough for me. But you know, I think it's quite cool, so that's good enough. Next up is the Fireball Pearl. This one causes an explosion where you land, like so. It will cause some world damage and is quite destructive. The explosion from the Fireball Pearl can deal quite a bit of damage to nearby mobs. However, as you will notice, you won't actually take any damage from the explosion yourself. You will probably take some fall damage due to it launching you into the air, but you won't take any damage from the explosion. Oh, and of course the 2.5 hearts that we took there was from the Ender Pearl teleport itself. So, quite a powerful weapon, honestly, but it does require putting yourself on the line at least a little bit. Also, if you turn mob griefing off, you'll see that the explosion will not cause any world damage. I will likely also include a setting in the pack to disable the world damage, assuming that people do want that. Okay, so as mentioned just a little bit ago, Ender Pearls will deal some damage to you when you teleport. However, the Honey Pearl will not. When it teleports you, you will see that you will end up at the same amount of health as when you threw it. What you might notice though is that the Pearl doesn't travel quite as far as a regular Ender Pearl would. That's just the side effect of using honey. It will slow down your throw because it's kind of sticky. Now, the actual functionality of this Pearl will definitely stay the same, where it's not going to deal damage to you when you throw it. However, my functionality for how it does that might change in the future, because I might come up with a better way of actually doing it. Currently, what it's doing is it is damaging you, but then it's instantly healing you the amount of damage that you took. But I'm looking into ways to just completely negate the damage. It's a bit harder than you might think, though. So, that said, this Pearl is quite useful as it pretty much negates one of the main drawbacks of actually using Pearls, is that you take some damage, and it kind of just will burn through your food, honestly. Because every bit of damage you take just depletes your hunger, and then you need food, and it's annoying. So yeah, this Pearl basically solves that issue. Alright, so those were the 5 Pearls added by version 1.4 of the Moar Pearls update. I very much so appreciate the awesome and quite creative ideas that you guys come up with. Your ideas help inspire me to keep creating the content that you enjoy. That said, if you do have any ideas for more Pearls I could add to this pack, or any ideas for any other of our packs, feel free to leave them below in the comments. Try to come up with something that has unique functionality or usage, instead of just being statistical upgrades. But with that said, that is pretty much all I have for this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on it, and if you want to not miss out on future content that will be coming to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You know how it works. It's YouTube. Hit subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching.